What's going on, guys? Welcome back. You got Cincinnati Reds Franchise episode number 8. And this one we're going to go ahead and take on the Milwaukee Brewers with Chase Anderson taking the mound for the Brewers, who's actually turned his career around. And we'll take a look at his stats career-wise. He's been pretty good over the last couple seasons, and when he was out in Arizona, he was so-so. He had flashes of brilliance, and then he had a lot of blow-up games. So we're looking for that kind of performance out of Luis Castillo as well, because he's shown that he can get lit up, and he's also shown that he's very, very good. So, good win, though, last time in Episode 7 against Tyler Lyons. Amir Garrett didn't have too great of a game, but he grinded through and came through for us with a W, and so did our offense. So, in this episode, I'm going to go over some of our scouting and just show you guys who I'm looking at and what my targets are, and then we'll go over some roster updates and see who's doing what and performance-wise, and then we'll also look at standings and league leaders as well. So first and foremost, let us go ahead and get into the scouting. So I want to show you guys what I've been looking at here. So throughout the franchise series, I'll kind of like update you guys, not every single video, but I do want to just give you guys a quick brief look and see who I've scouted and the kind of the guys that we're looking at, especially like if we're looking at pitchers or if we're looking at first base, what positions that I'm looking at, what we're kind of weak at. So as you guys can see, I'm scouting starting pitching, and obviously, yeah, I know that we're young. The Reds have a young staff, but you can never have too many young starting pitchers. That's always been my belief. That's starting pitching is a very, very key cog in the success of your organization. So Marco Hernandez is a guy that I actually like. 5'10", 19 years old, could step in and be right off the get-go, be a part of the AAA system. 70 to 80 break, 50 to 70 velocity, 50 to 70 control. So kind of where he's at right now is the 50 rating for control and velocity, but where he could get to is the 70. And then the break, 70 to 80 break. So especially when you're dealing with all of his breaking pitches, slider, curve, and change, very prototypical type of starter here. 4-seam fastball, slider, change, and a curve. But I like him. I think he would do pretty good for us. Another guy that I really like is Tim Lockhart. This guy's got 80 break as of right now. Walks well above average. Well, at above average, actually. He's got a 50 to 65 rating. Hits per 9. Could get to well above average. Stamina, he can go the distance. Slider, 2-seam, 12, 6 curve, and a changeup. That's a pretty good mix, a repertoire of pitches. That's a very, very good balance. This guy's probably going to be either Terrence Tsang or Alfredo Castillo will probably be the top picks. Maybe it's Marco Hernandez too. Estimated time as ETA is 2019, so next season. So we'll try to get this list a little higher and see who else shows up. But another position that I'm looking at is first base. I do want to get younger at first base. I do want to scout some of these guys, but in the time being, these are the two guys that I was looking at is Marlon Adair. I'm looking at like probably later roundish picks, maybe like a second or a third. Marlon Adair though, check this guy out. 70 to 75 plate vision, 70 plate vision right here and right now. So this guy sees the ball very, very well, can draw a lot of walks. Power versus right-handed, power versus left-handed is teetering. It's right in between well above average and elite, and then contact is right up there. So this guy to me seems like, I mean, he's 5'11", right? Batting right-handed. Not sure who that reminds me of, but he's not the biggest first baseman in the world. So that basically tells me that he can field his position well as well. So you guys can see his fielding is 55 to 65. So he's a pretty good player all around. So defensively, offensively, pretty solid player. This guy here, Christopher Berland, not a power hitter by any means, but he will put the ball in play. He's got a lot of contact, got a good plate vision. Fielding is pretty solid as well. So he's pretty good himself, and he's a very balanced hitter. So his hitter tendencies are spread across the diamond, which is what I like. I don't like to have a guy that's basically a dead pull hitter or a dead push hitter, you know. I like the guys that are very balanced. This guy as well, this guy I'm scouting right here and right now. So contact potential against the lefties is an 80. So maybe this guy would probably fit in between a platoon type of role, Gary McGaffick, and, you know, because his power numbers aren't that great, but his contact is pretty good, but even better so against lefties because he is a right-handed hitter. Ricky Sutter, he's a push hitter, but to me that seems a little more balanced because left field and right field have some similar splits. Center field, not so much. I guess that depends on where he's batting because he is a switch hitter. But look at the contact numbers. Those are really good, guys. And the steal, like he can actually steal a base, but 55 speed is an average speed. You know, when you get a guy at first base like Paul Goldschmidt who can run a little bit, who can steal some bases, athletic first baseman, you know, is not a bad thing, right? You don't always need to have the big burly first baseman like Miguel Cabrera. Carter Wood, second base, 6 feet tall, 20 years old. Not too bad. He's more of a balanced type of player right here. 55 overall right now, 80 potential. He looks to be like a project. That's how I would classify him. So power numbers are average, contact is above average, defense is below average, but it could get better. He's a project type of player. Obviously, that's being noticed here in the 2022 plus MLB ETA. But I do want to focus on second base. I know that Scooter Gennett is a favorite amongst everybody within the Reds fan base here, but you know, we got to start looking at some young guys at second base because I think Gennett is a little bit older. He's like 26, 27. So if you can get a good backup plan at second base, once Gennett hits 32, you know, you might have a plan here at second base. But I'm not worried too much about outfielders right now. These blue chip guys are just guys that were already given to me. Didn't have to scout them. But shortstop, I do want to look at that. I don't think Peraza is the answer. Third base, I'm not too worried about that because I do like Senzel. And that's kind of where the scouting's at. So guys, that was kind of a longer look, but I kind of wanted to give you guys a longer look here in this episode. That way I can just really run it down real quick and easy like in the next couple videos. So let's take a look at the standings. We're 8-8 currently, 3.5 games back from the Cubs. This is going to be a tough division to win. I don't think we're going to even come close to winning this division by any means, but as I said in the last couple of episodes, guys, 91 runs against. That's not good. That's not good. It might be one of the worst pitching staffs in the game right now. Padres 9-9. Actually, we would be right in the thick of things if we were in the National League West. National League East, the Nats 10-7, Phillies 9-7, and then we got kind of a logjam here for 3rd through 5th. Now let's take a look at the American League West. The Angels are taking over. Astros 10-7, Athletics 9-8, and then the Mariners are really struggling at 4-11. Tigers 7-9, yeah, holding their own. But look at their staff, 30th in pitching. Ouch! But the runs against, not even close to where the Reds are at. Twins 10-5, Indians 11-5, not bad. Yankees 12-5, Red Sox 10-6. The Rays, worst team in baseball currently. Not too good, which is actually, I think it's correct as of today when I'm looking at the standings. This is Sunday night, by the way, guys. So April 8th when I'm recording this. So as of right now, the Rays are 1-8, so they're not doing too hot. The league leaders, Chase Headley, going back to San Diego, is killing it. 469 batting average. Chris Bryant is having himself a season thus far. 9 home runs, and we're only through 16 games. That's crazy. 28 RBIs as well. Billy Hamilton hitting 361, so he's having himself a good season. Finally breaking out. We like to see that. And then the Phillies, this might be due to that series with us. Getting these batting averages up a little bit. Let's take a look at the home runs. Everybody likes home runs. Chris Bryant and Rizzo, and then Wilson Contreras. They're all up within the top 5, guys. I mean, this Cubs lineup is insane. 28 RBIs right now for Chris Bryant. That is insane. Look at the RBIs right now. Evan Longoria is second, and he has 19. He's 9 RBIs behind Chris Bryant. So early season MVP for the National League, probably going to Chris Bryant right there. I mean, that's insane, guys. Stolen bases, we're definitely leading in that category. Billy Hamilton with 7, Kane with 6. So that's pretty good. Base on balls, I don't take a lot of walks, so that's something I got to work on. But Schebler has got 9, so that's not too bad. But I would like to see guys in a Cincinnati Reds uniform up here a little bit higher. And then we've got, let's see, ERA. We're not going to be even close to that. But Gio Gonzalez, Noah Syndergaard, John Lester, Jose Urena. He had a really bad game against the Cubs in opening day, but maybe he might pick it up here later on. That's about it. Strikeouts, Max Scherzer, no surprise, 32. Aaron Nola taking a big step forward for the Phillies. Let's go to the American League now, and I want to show you guys their stuff. So batting average, Kipnis, 491. Jorge Soler, 407. Wow. Contact, 64 for Soler. That's pretty crazy. I wouldn't have suspected that for Soler. Judge hitting 380, 99 power, 95 power. That's insane. That's insane. Let's go to home runs. Of course, Aaron Judge has 11. So get this, guys. Chris Bryant has 9 with 28 RBIs. Judge has 11 home runs with 15 RBIs. So who would you give the MVP to? I'm probably giving it to Chris Bryant. And that's not because I hate the New York Yankees. It's because Chris Bryant, and love the Cubs. I think Chris Bryant is having the better season. Why is JD Martinez playing left field? I'm not sure. Maybe is he playing left field? I think Mookie Betts is playing right, and I think JD might be playing left field. I could be totally wrong about that. Gary Sanchez, 6 bombs for 14, so that's a pretty star-studded list there for the home runs list. RBI 22 for Justin Upton. And look at JD Martinez with 20. 2 former Detroit Tigers, boys and girls. Not too bad, not too bad. Sander Bogarts, 5 stolen bases. Walks, George Springer. This is mostly, guys, because I like to look at this stuff and see who's performing well, because obviously then their trade stock goes up, or their trade value goes up. So I'm always looking, guys, at making moves and trying to better my teams. So always got to be on the prowl. Zach McAllister at 4 wins, 9 innings pitched. So he's vulturing some wins in the Indians bullpen. Michael Fulmer with no losses right now. He's 2-0, 19 Ks, 3 walks, having himself a crazy, crazy season. ERA, Hector Santiago with a .47. That's really good. But even better, 25 innings pitched. He's got 19, 32 strikeouts for JV, 4 walks, 3-0. Wow, JV going nuts. And then we got the strikeouts, and then he's got 32 Ks, so he's leading the American League. Chris Archer at 27. He's not doing too bad, but he's 0-3 right now, so the Rays just aren't winning him any games. He's probably going to get traded this season, guys. I don't know to who. Probably, I would say early season prediction. Early season prediction for real life, I'm probably going to say, unless something surprising happens where like a team like Kansas City trades for Chris Archer, just because they think he's going to be part of their future plans at 20. That's Danny Duffy. Why did that happen? At 29. I don't know, guys. He might end up going to the National League. Maybe the Cubs. That's who I would probably think that he would go to, because he does have that Joe Madden connection. Or if you want a really a surprise team, might be the Cleveland Indians. They might decide to add a guy like Chris Archer. I think he might actually do pretty well out there with Carrasco, Bauer, Kluber, Josh Tomlin, those types of guys. I think Chris Archer, if they're really wanting to make a push, he might become a Cleveland Indian. So, guys, that is the league leaders and the standings. And now it's time, before we get into some gameplay. This is a little bit longer of an episode, but yeah. So let's take a look at some of the numbers here. So we got Castillo 3.43, DeSclafani 4.0, 5.4 for Sal Romano, and he's actually been pitching well for us. And then Amir Garrett with a 9.7. Robert Stevenson actually, not pitching too bad, but a 4.1. Homer Bailey a 5.8. It's just not getting any better, guys. Everywhere you go here with the pitching staff, except for Hunter Green, is the one bright spot right now. 61 overall, A potential, 18 years old. Pretty solid, pretty solid. So bullpen is not doing so well either. The only bright spot here is Jared Hughes. Wandy Peralta not pitching very well either. Michael Lorenzen, might have to give him a call up, guys. There's been a lot of comments about him trying to get him called up, but yeah, I mean, when you're getting numbers like these, you got to make some moves. Am I right? Devin Mesoraco, 310 for 2 bombs. Not too bad. Tyler Stevenson, not doing a whole lot. 091. Votto, 286. Not too good. That's not Joey Votto-esque. Tommy Joseph, 273. Jeanette, kind of holding us back here on offense. 236. 286 for Phil Gosselin, so he might be vying for some more playing time. Eugenio Suarez with 254. Everybody seems to have like 8 RBIs right now. Nick Senzel, 1 home run, 1 RBI, so it was a solo shot. But we might have to get him some more playing time at shortstop, because look at this, guys. 203 for Jose Peraza. I think you guys know where I'm going with this. I think Senzel is going to end up starting at shortstop in this next game. Adam Duvall, 234. Taylor Trammell hit 333 down in AAA. Winkers having a good season, 318. Billy Hamilton's been like the guy for us right now, 361, and then Schebler, 271. So that is your Reds performance review, guys. And then so we got scouting, we did league leaders, standings. So now let's go ahead and get into this gameplay against Chase Anderson and Luis Castillo. All right, guys, let's get this gameplay underway here. We got the Brewers at Miller Park. Luis Castillo versus Chase Anderson. It's going to be a tough matchup. It really is. Do not take for granted Chase Anderson. This guy's really turned around his career. He was pitching out there in Arizona for the Diamondbacks. Had some up and down seasons. He had one really good year, and then a year after, he was kind of just so-so. And then moved on with the Brewers and really caught fire here. It's going to be tough. Does throw, I wouldn't say throws a lot of strikes, but he does nibble. He throws a lot of off-speed stuff, tries to get you out in front, just changing your pace, changing your tempo and your rhythm in the batter's box. This is going to be tough to hit. So definitely got to stay back, wait for your pitch, and then do some damage when you actually do get something good to hit. So he's gonna nibble a little bit. He's gonna test your patience. So definitely got to watch out for that, as Joey Votto and Billy Hamilton and the top of the order, pretty much it's not going to get it done here against Chase Anderson. So his counterpart, Luis Castillo, 3.43 ERA, 21 innings pitched, sub-1 whip, only 4 walks allowed on the season thus far for Castillo, and he's going to strike out Lorenzo Cain on a pretty nasty pitch. 191 for Lorenzo Cain right now, guys. Followed up by Yelich and Braun, and then Santana. This is a very good offense for the Brewers, so Castillo and the Reds on defense have their work cut out for them in this game. But Castillo is going to strike out Yelich here on a blazing 97-mile-an-hour fastball on the bottom part of the plate there, low and inside, and then Senzel is going to make this strong throw over to Votto at first as Ryan Braun grounds out. So let's go to the top of the second here. Already 2 down with Chase Anderson still throwing out their 27 pitches thus far. That's the 28th one delivered, and Scott Schebler delivers that one into the left center field gap. Cain cuts it off, but not before Schebler gets into second base. So now we got a runner in scoring position here for Senzel. Can the Rook come through right here on a 1-0 count? And he's actually going to send a hot shot ground ball there to Arcia, who's going to make the throw over to first, and the inning is over. So Chase Anderson escapes the second inning. No harm done. So 3-0 count here on Domingo Santana, and he's actually going to be swinging. And Schebler, ranging back, is going to make the play out there in right field. So pretty interesting decision there by Domingo Santana, as we see another fly ball out there to Schebler, who's going to camp under and make this play. 3-0 count on Luis Castillo. I'm taking a pitch. Like, as hard as he throws, like, It's just, as hard as he throws, guys, he could easily throw you another ball. Plus, if he does throw you a strike, you've got to be like right on it because it's going to get on you very, very fast. So, you know, you got to be able to react really quick. So, I don't know. I probably would have been taking if I were up at right up there, but not going to get anything scored here for the Reds. And then now we're going to go back to Luis Castillo here in the bottom of the third, and he's going to get out of another inning. You guys can see the box score. I'm not going to mention it. Not going to mention it. I'm going to be hush-hush on this, but bottom of the third, and nothing is going on for the Brewers. So let's head to the top of the fourth, and Chase Anderson gets Adam Duvall on a ground ball. They had him played perfectly down the line. That was Travis Shaw who made that play. And then now we got a ground ball here as Kane, yet again, is going to get out. So, yet again, Castillo, guys, throwing really, really well so far in this game. It could be that kind of game. I'm not going to say it, but here's a strike three, swing and a miss there for Christian Yelich. 2-2 count here on Ryan Braun. We're in the bottom of the fourth still, and he is also going to strike out. So that fastball, guys, he's got everything working for him right now. He's throwing that 97-mile-an-hour heater. He's got the slider working. He's got the changeup going on. Castillo looks electric in this matchup here. Suarez is going to hit a long fly ball out there to left field, but Yelich is going to get this one. So here comes Scott Schebler. We're looking for some offense, guys. This has been a very slow type of game. But like I said before, Chase Anderson doesn't throw you a lot of fastballs. So he's trying to get you off balance and try to get you to ground out. Throws a lot of movement, a lot of moving pitches, a lot of breaking pitches. Tries to get you to ground out and fly out and get you out of your rhythm. So you guys can see Schebler grounded out there. Now we got Nick Senzel, and he's going to fly out. That's the 57th pitch, by the way, by Chase Anderson. So again, guys, we're trying to work him and get him out of this game. That's really what it comes down to. I don't want to be facing Chase Anderson in a tie ball game here in the 8th inning if he goes that far. So we got another strikeout and then another strikeout. This Travis Shaw. So 2 strikeouts in the bottom of the 5th so far for Luis Castillo, and then Manny Pena. He's going to strike out as well. So that's 3 strikeouts in this inning. Guys, Castillo yet again still looking electric. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Got 2 outs down, and Chase Anderson strikes out there on a fastball. So Castillo again, say it every inning, guys, but he's looking good, looking real good. Let's go to the top of the 7th here, and Joey Votto. Still, Chase Anderson is still out there, and Votto is going to send a long fly ball out there to right field. Santana giving chase, and guys, that's going to be a solo shot for Joey Votto. The Reds are up 1-0, and with Castillo pitching as well as he is right now, this is really shaping up to be looking like a Reds dominant W. I'll just say that. Maybe not so much on the offense, but when Joey Votto comes through again, guys, just like he did last time, the last video with a home run, this is the making of a W. We've seen this script before. So next up, Adam Duvall, and he's going to get a hold of one, put a nice little charge into this and a 3-1 fastball, but it's not going to be enough as Yelich camps underneath this one, gets the out. So Suarez, who actually had a long fly ball out there to left field earlier in the game, is going to go opposite, and he's going to go to right field where they actually had the shift going to the left side of the field. So he's going to turn past second base, and he's going to slide in safely, way safe, at third for a triple, guys. So, I mean, you can see it. First baseman was the only one over there on the right side of the field. They had that ultra shift going on the left side, and Suarez just says, okay, I'll take the right side. No problem. So Schebler sends a hard hit ball out there to right field, but Domingo Santana going to make a play. And then Lorenzo Cain comes up, and this might end what I don't want to say, but Billy Hamilton makes the play out there in center field. That was a crazy ball to get to for Schebler and Hamilton. Castillo still throwing the no-no. The no-no, and the perfect game is gone, guys. You kind of had a feeling that it would probably end right here with Christian Yelich. He's batting like 330 something. And then with that fly ball that was hit deep in the gap, and Hamilton almost dropped it. You know, you kind of had a feeling that this would have happened, right? But, oh well, not a big deal here, guys, as Ryan Braun comes up, and Castillo is going to make this play barely by just a step. Going to get the second out here, and then now we've got 2 outs, 2-2 count, and Duvall is going to get this fly ball and make the out. So Castillo gives up the hit, gives up the perfect game. Still in line for the W, though, guys, and he's pitching so well. This is a great sign for him and his future, and for the Reds, So let's go now to the top of the 8th inning. We're facing off against Boone Logan, and Senzel laces a ground ball past Travis Shaw, so that's what we like to see, guys, with nobody down here. Want to get Senzel into scoring position here so we can get another run across, but Mesoraco is going to lift a fly ball out to Domingo Santana, who makes a play, so can't advance the runner. Not good. Don't like to see that. I mean, you want to hit the ball to the right side with a runner on first base, usually in a hit and run situation, but you know, he was just a little bit late. But Castillo comes up. We are keeping him in the game. We did not decide to pinch hit for him, and he delivers. He restores our faith in that decision, and he gets a base hit here, but Scooter Gennett's going to come up, and he's going to send a fly ball out there to Santana, who's been pretty busy so far in this game, and he's going to get an out. So we're going to the bottom of the 8th, guys, and Castillo is still out there. He's going to get another out. That's going to be out number 2 on this inning as Suarez, almost throws it over Votto's head. But 2 down, and we're going to get another out. So Senzel makes this play barely by half a step, but the play does get made. So we're going to the 9th inning, guys, and Castillo's looking for the complete game. I'm not going to put Rafael Iglesias out there unless there's a runner on base. Just not going to do it. As if you guys can hear that crotch rocket going outside of my apartment. Nice. I'm not re-recording this whole entire thing. So, guys, batter comes up, gets an out. Domingo Santana busy again. That's 2 outs now, and then Suarez gonna get grounded out here to Travis Shaw. So Corey Knebel, former Detroit Tiger, by the way, comes through for the Brewers in the top of the 9th. So bottom of the 9th inning here, 1-1 count, facing against Jonathan Villar, and he's gonna send a single back to left field, so he goes the opposite way. So that's 2 hits now against Luis Castillo, and now we're gonna just decide, okay, no more messing around here. Gonna put Iglesias in since the bunt is probably on as it is. And Perez, former Tiger again. I like to always mention my former Tigers. He gets a ground ball there to Votto, who makes the play at first. So score that a sacrifice play. So now we get Lorenzo Cain up with VR at second. We are concerned about a stolen base to third because the guy is just insanely fast. But Cain's going to strike out. We do get Christian Yelich, the man of the game here for the Brewers, who ended that no-hitter against Castillo, is going to send a double, RBI double. This game is tied, so Iglesias comes in kind of a tough situation for him. I'm not going to really fault him for giving up the lead in this game. You know, Yelich is a really good hitter. You know, it was mano-a-mano right there, and Yelich just came through in that battle. So, plus when you got a runner on second in a bunt situation too, when Perez moved him over, that's kind of tough to handle as a closer. But we'll skip over to the top of the 11th as the 10th inning had no action on both sides, and Billy Hamilton sends a ground ball that looks routine, but Knebel, actually that's Dan Jennings, excuse me, Knebel is a righty. Jennings comes in this game and he cannot field it, so Hamilton gets on base with a base hit, scored that a hit for his 7-game hitting streak, and Joey Votto on a hit and run swings and misses. You don't see that too often, but he's down 0-2. We do get Hamilton on second base. He can score on a base hit. That's what we wanted, guys, and base hit for Joey Votto, and Santana, who's got a heck of an arm, throws this thing hard but offline, and Hamilton scores, guys. So it's going to be 2-1 Cincinnati Reds. Joey Votto comes through in the clutch once more, guys. That's a tough pitch too. That was nice little hanging change up there. inside from a lefty. That's a tough pitch to handle for a left-hander on a left-handed thrower too. But we're not going to be messing around either with Iglesias throwing 3 innings, so we're going to go with Wandy Peralta. I love pitching with this guy. Broken bat, straight back to him, and he's going to make this play look easy. So unfazed was Peralta. He makes that play look easy. So 1-2 count here, and it looks like this is Jonathan VR, and he is going to strike out. So Peralta coming through, not allowing a base runner so far. So just can't allow the big home run. We can't have that happen. We do not want to go into extra innings again. Just end the game right here, guys. So Hernan Perez comes up in a 1-2 count, and slider, that nasty, nasty pitch from Peralta. And guys, the Reds are going to get a W here, a hard-earned W. But guys, we're turning the corner. We were 8-8 here in this game, and now we are above 500. Guys, that's a heck of a performance. Heck of a team performance and a team effort there by the Reds. Iglesias comes through with a win. He pitched after that lead and that blown save that he gave up. Ended up pitching a clean inning in the 10th, which is what we wanted. Peralta comes through in kind of a scenario that he's not used to, and so he delivers for us. Votto delivers for us. And guys, what to say about Luis Castillo? The guy was phenomenal in this game. I can't stress it enough. So guys, that is it for this episode. Leave a like if you like the Cincinnati Reds going over 500. Great performance by Luis Castillo and the rest of the team. And I know this episode was a little bit longer than usual. I don't like these episodes going half an hour, but you know, this is the first time I showed you guys any of the scouting and some of the stats and the league leaders and all that, but won't do that all the time. But every now and then I like to sprinkle it in just to keep you guys updated. So leave a like if you like this thing, and if you're new to the channel and you like it and you love it, you want more of it, you know what you got to do. Hit that little red button for a subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next Cincinnati Reds franchise video. Go Reds. Peace.